Imagine this. You wake up one morning, you walk into a room full of people from different countries, and without hesitation, you start speaking English. The words flow naturally. The sentences are smooth, and the confidence in your voice makes people listen. No fear, no doubt, just fluent, effortless English. Sounds like a dream? Well, today, we are going to turn that dream into a step-by-step plan. Welcome to the English Diary Podcast. Introduction. Learning English fluency is not just about grammar books, vocabulary lists, or endless hours of translation in your head. It's about building a system, a blueprint that takes you from where you are today to the confident English speaker you want to be. And in this episode, we will explore the English fluency blueprint, 6 steps to success. Each step is practical. Each step is proven. And each step will bring you closer to mastering English in a way that feels natural. Let's dive right into step 1. Step 1. Build your foundation, the core of fluency. Think of your English like a house. Before you decorate it, before you fill it with furniture, you need strong walls, and most importantly, you need a solid foundation. Without this foundation, your house will collapse. Without a foundation in English, your fluency will collapse. So, what does this foundation include? Basic grammar structures, everyday vocabulary, pronunciation awareness, listening and speaking habits. Let's break this down one by one. 1. Grammar, the skeleton of English. Grammar is like the skeleton of a body. Without bones, a body cannot stand. Without grammar, your sentences cannot stand. But here's the secret. You don't need to know all the grammar rules. You only need the core structures that appear in daily conversation. Examples. Present simple, I go to work. I like coffee. Past simple, I watched a movie. I enjoyed it. Future simple, I will call you. I will learn English. Present continuous, I am reading. I am studying. Questions. Do you like tea? Where are you going? If you master these 5 patterns, you can already communicate 70% of your daily needs. Practice step. Take one structure per week. For example, this week focus only on the present simple. Create 10 sentences every day. I wake up early. I study English. I play football. After 1 week, move to the next. Step by step, your grammar foundation will become unshakable. 2. Vocabulary, the bricks of your house. If grammar is the skeleton, vocabulary is the bricks. And you don't need millions of bricks to start. You need the essential ones. Research shows that the 1,000 most common English words cover 85% of everyday conversations. Examples. Food words, bread, rice, chicken, water. Action words, go, come, eat, play, work. Describing words, good, bad, happy, tired. Practice step. Learn vocabulary in groups, not in isolation. For example, instead of learning just the word apple, learn a group. Apple, banana, orange, fruit, eat, delicious, sweet. This way, when you speak, your brain connects words faster. 3. Pronunciation, the music of English. English is not just about words. It's about sound. Pronunciation is like the music of English. Many learners can read and write English, but when they speak, they feel shy because people don't understand them. Why? Because pronunciation was ignored. The solution? Start listening more than you speak. Notice how words connect. For example, what are you doing? Sounds like watch are doing. I want to becomes I wanna. You don't need to copy accents perfectly, but you should practice the rhythm and stress of English. That's what makes you sound natural. Practice step. Choose one short English sentence every day. Listen to a native speaker saying it. Then repeat it 10 times. Record yourself. Compare. This simple exercise builds muscle memory in your mouth. 4. Listening and speaking habits. The daily workout. Fluency is not built in one day. It's built by daily habits. Imagine someone going to the gym once a month. Will they become fit? No. But if they go 20 minutes every day, results are guaranteed. The same rule applies to English. Even 15 minutes of listening and 10 minutes of speaking daily is more powerful than 3 hours once a week. Practice tip: listen to podcasts, audiobooks, or even songs in English daily. Speak to yourself in English. Describe what you are doing. I am cooking. I am walking to the bus stop. I am reading a book. This habit of daily practice transforms English from a subject into a lifestyle. Story example: Maria's foundation journey. Maria was from Brazil. She studied English for years in school but could not speak fluently. She felt stuck. When she started focusing only on the foundation, basic grammar, core vocabulary, daily listening, and simple speaking, everything changed. In 3 months, she was able to order food, introduce herself, talk about her hobbies, and even make new international friends. Not perfect, but confident. That is the power of step 1, building your foundation. Transition to step 2. So, the first step is clear. Create a strong foundation. Without it, your fluency cannot stand. With it, you can build endlessly. But once your foundation is ready, what's next? The second step is about turning this knowledge into real-life confidence. Step 2. Practice like it's real. Have you ever noticed that many learners understand English, but freeze when it's time to use English? They know the rules, they know the words, but when they face a real conversation, their mind goes blank. Why does this happen? Because most learners practice English like a school subject, not like a real-life skill. Think about swimming. You can read 100 books about swimming, watch videos, even memorize techniques. But the first time you jump into the water, your body panics. The only way to learn swimming is to swim. English is the same. The only way to gain fluency is to practice like it's real. 1. Stop studying. Start using. Yes, study is important, but it's not enough. If you spend 90% of your time reading grammar books and only 10% speaking, you will never feel fluent. Reverse it. Spend 20% studying, 80% using. Example: instead of reading 10 pages of grammar, take 5 sentences and speak them aloud in different ways. Instead of memorizing 100 words, choose 10 and create mini-stories with them. This is the principle. Use more, study less. 2. Role play your life. Role play means pretending to be in a real situation before it actually happens. Actors do this all the time, and that's why they perform naturally. In English, you can role play almost everything. Ordering food in a restaurant, asking for directions, talking to a new friend, making a phone call. Practice tip: stand in front of a mirror. Imagine you are in a cafe in London. Say, "Hello, can I have a coffee, please?" "Yes, a cappuccino with no sugar." "How much is it?" Repeat the same scene until it feels natural. Then role-play a new scene tomorrow. Over time, you will have a library of ready-made conversations in your brain. When real life happens, you won't panic. You'll already know what to say. 3. Talk to yourself out loud. Yes, it sounds strange, but talking to yourself is one of the fastest ways to practice real English. For example, when you are cooking, describe it. I am cutting the vegetables. Now I am frying onions. The food smells delicious. When you are walking, the weather is nice today. I am going to the bus stop. I see children playing in the park. This habit forces your brain to think in English without waiting for someone else. 4. Shadowing technique. Shadowing means listening to a native speaker and speaking at the same time like an echo. Find a podcast or a YouTube video. Play one sentence. Repeat immediately, matching the speed, rhythm, and tone. Example: audio, how you doing today? You, how you doing today? Do this for 5 minutes a day. It trains your mouth and brain to move like a native speaker. 5. Embrace mistakes. One of the biggest obstacles in real practice is fear. Fear of making mistakes. Fear of looking silly. But here's the truth. Fluency grows through mistakes. Think about a child learning to walk. They fall hundreds of times, but each fall makes them stronger. Nobody laughs at a child for falling. Instead, we clap and encourage. Your English is the same. Each mistake is a step forward. So next time you speak and make a mistake, don't apologize. Smile and continue. That's how fluency grows. Story example, Ahmed's confidence breakthrough. Ahmed, a student from Egypt, studied English for years. But when he met tourists, he stayed silent. He was afraid of mistakes. One day, he decided to practice like it's real. Every morning, he talked to himself in English while walking to work. Every evening, he role-played ordering food, asking questions, or meeting people. After 2 months, something amazing happened. He met a tourist who asked, "Excuse me, where's the bus station?" Instead of panicking, Ahmed answered smoothly, "Go straight and turn right. The station is there." The tourist smiled and said, "Thank you." That simple moment gave Ahmed the confidence to keep speaking. Today, he chats with tourists almost daily. His English is not perfect, but it is real. 6. Make practice fun. Real practice doesn't mean boring. In fact, the more fun it is, the faster you improve. Some fun ways. Games. Play online word games in English. Movies. Act out your favorite movie scene. Songs. Sing along to English songs, focusing on pronunciation. Friends. Challenge a friend to speak only English for 30 minutes. When practice feels fun, your brain learns faster. Transition to step 3. So far, we covered the steps of the fluency blueprint. Build your foundation. Practice like it's real. Now, what happens after you practice daily? You need a way to think in English, not just translate from your language. That's where step 3, switch your thinking, comes in. And we'll explore that deeply in part 3 of this podcast. Step 3, switch your thinking. Stop translating. Start living in English. Let me ask you a question. When you speak English, do you first think in your own language, translate it in your head, and then speak? If yes, you are not alone. Most learners do this. But here's the problem. Translation is slow. It creates hesitation. It makes you stuck in conversations. Fluency means your brain produces English directly, without translation. It's like flipping a switch. Once you change the way you think, everything becomes faster and smoother. So, how do we switch our brain into English mode? Let's break it down. 1. Surround yourself with English. Your brain thinks in the language it hears the most. If you spend 23 hours a day in your native language, and only 1 hour in English, guess what your brain will choose? The secret is to surround yourself with English as much as possible. Practical ideas. Change your phone, laptop, and apps into English. Follow English-speaking accounts on social media. Watch news, movies, or YouTube in English. Listen to English podcasts while walking, cooking, or cleaning. When English becomes part of your environment, your brain starts treating it as normal, not as foreign. 2. Label your world. One powerful trick is to label the objects around you in English. For example, stick a note on your fridge, fridge, on your mirror, mirror, on your door, door. Every time you see the object, your brain automatically connects it to the English word. Slowly, translation disappears. Instead of thinking, darwaza means door, your brain will directly think, door. 3. Internal monologue, talk in your head. You don't always need to speak out loud. You can also think in English silently. This is called your internal monologue, the voice inside your head. For example, when you wake up, think, I am so tired. I need coffee. I have to go to work. When you're outside, the sun is bright. I like this song. The bus is late again. At first, it will feel strange. But after a few weeks, you'll notice English words come naturally without translation. 4. Learn in phrases, not words. Another key to thinking in English is to learn phrases instead of single words. For example, instead of learning table, learn the phrase, on the table. Instead of learning book, learn read a book. Instead of learning hungry, learn I am hungry. Why? Because real conversations use phrases, not isolated words. When you memorize I am hungry, your brain can instantly say it without building the sentence word by word. 5. Use English for small decisions. Start using English for small daily choices. For example, when you're shopping, instead of thinking kya kharidna hai, switch to what should I buy? When you check the time, think it's already 7:30, I'm late. These small switches create big results. Soon, your brain will choose English automatically. 6. Stop chasing perfection. Many learners stop themselves from thinking in English because they want to make perfect sentences in their head. But here's the truth. Your brain doesn't need perfection, it needs speed. Even if your thought is simple, like I go shop now, it's better than stopping and translating. Over time, your brain will adjust and add grammar naturally. Story example. Leela's thinking shift. Leela from Japan was an intermediate English learner. She could write essays and pass exams, but speaking was hard. She always translated in her head. One day, she decided to create an English environment at home. She labeled objects, listened to English music, and started an English diary where she wrote her daily thoughts in simple sentences. At first, it was slow, but after 3 months, she realized something amazing. She was walking to school and suddenly thought, I forgot my homework. She realized it came naturally in English, without translation. That was her turning point. From that day, conversations became easier and smoother. Bonus technique, 1-minute English. Here's a quick exercise you can try daily. Take one topic, for example, my breakfast. Then speak or think in English about it for 1 minute without stopping. It doesn't matter if it's simple. Just go on. Today I ate bread. The bread was fresh. I also drank tea. The tea was hot. I like tea in the morning. Do this once or twice daily. Over time, your brain learns to flow in English instead of stopping for translation. Transition to step 4. So now, you've built your foundation, you're practicing like it's real, and you've started switching your thinking into English. But here's a question. How do you keep improving faster and faster? How do you make your brain absorb English like a sponge? Step 4. Input is power. Fuel your brain with English. Here's a secret that many learners don't realize. Before you can speak fluently, you must listen and read a lot. Think about babies. Before they say their first word, they listen for months. They listen to their parents, to songs, to stories. Their little brains are collecting sounds, rhythms, and patterns. Only after thousands of hours of input do they start speaking. So if you want natural fluency, you need massive input. That means listening and reading in English every single day. 1. Listening, the gateway to natural English. Listening is not passive. Listening is training. When you listen to English, your brain is learning. The sound of words, the rhythm of sentences, the connection between words. For example, when you hear, what are you doing? Becoming what you're doing. I'm going to becoming I'm gonna. Your brain starts to notice shortcuts and natural patterns. Practice tip. Don't just listen once. Repeat the same audio 3 to 4 times. First time, just enjoy. Second time, focus on new words. Third time, repeat after the speaker. 2. Reading, vocabulary in context. Reading is powerful because it shows you how words are used in real life. When you read, you don't just learn new words, you see them inside full sentences. Example, word alone. Achieve, you might forget it. Word in context, she worked hard to achieve her dream. You remember better. Practice tip, start with simple English books, articles, or even children's stories. Don't try to understand every word. Focus on the meaning of the story. Over time, you'll notice your vocabulary growing naturally. 3. Balance, 70% listening, 30% reading. If you're serious about fluency, listening should be your number one priority. Why? Because speaking is more connected to listening than reading. Here's a simple formula. 70% listening, podcasts, audiobooks, conversations, shows. 30% reading, articles, books, subtitles. This balance gives your brain the rhythm and the vocabulary you need. 4. Choose content you enjoy. Many learners fail at input because they choose boring content. They force themselves to read textbooks or watch lectures they don't like. But here's the key. When you enjoy the content, your brain remembers better. Ask yourself, what do I love? Sports? Movies? Cooking? Business? Travel? Then find English content on that topic. If you love cooking, watch English recipe videos. If you love travel, watch vlogs. If you love stories, read novels. Enjoyment keeps you consistent, and consistency builds fluency. 5. Use subtitles wisely. Subtitles can be a great tool, but use them the right way. First, watch with English subtitles. This helps you connect sound with text. Later, watch again without subtitles. Train your ear. Don't rely on your native subtitles. They keep your brain in translation mode. 6. Repetition creates mastery. Don't jump from one video to another too quickly. It's better to watch one video 3 times than to watch 3 videos once. The first time, you understand maybe 60%. The second time, 80%. The third time, almost 100%. And each time, your brain is absorbing pronunciation and vocabulary. Story example. Diego's input transformation. Diego from Mexico always struggled with speaking. He studied grammar and wrote essays, but when he met foreigners, he felt nervous. One day, he decided to focus only on input. Every day, he listened to podcasts while walking, and he read one short article online. At first, he understood only half. But he kept going. After 3 months, something incredible happened. He was at a cafe, and 2 tourists were talking near him. To his surprise, he understood almost everything. That gave him the courage to join the conversation. For the first time, he spoke without freezing. His fluency came naturally thanks to daily input. 7. Shadow and repeat for active input. Listening doesn't have to be passive. You can make it active by repeating what you hear. For example, listen to a podcast sentence. Today, we're going to talk about travel. Pause. Repeat. Today, we're going to talk about travel. This combination of listening and speaking is called active input. It's one of the fastest ways to improve pronunciation and fluency. 8. Turn dead time into English time. We all have dead time during the day, like waiting for the bus, cooking, or exercising. Use that time for input. Put on headphones and listen to English. Even 15 minutes of daily listening can make a huge difference over time. Step 5. Get feedback. Get better. Here's the truth. No matter how much you study or practice, you can't see all your own mistakes. You need feedback. Think about athletes. Even world-class players have coaches. The coach points out small mistakes, corrects them, and makes the player stronger. Without feedback, progress slows down. English fluency works the same way. If you practice alone forever, you might repeat the same errors again and again. But with feedback, you improve faster. 1. Why feedback matters. Imagine you are learning guitar. You practice every day. But you hold the guitar wrong. You press the strings incorrectly. For months, you practice with the same mistake. Now, when a teacher sees you, they say, "Wait, change your hand position." Suddenly, the sound is perfect. That one correction saves you months of wasted practice. In English, feedback is the same. Maybe you always pronounce comfortable as comfortably. A teacher or friend says, "Actually, it's comfortable." That correction fixes your speech forever. 2. Different types of feedback. There are many ways to get feedback. From teachers can correct grammar, pronunciation, and sentence structure. From friends, English-speaking friends can point out natural phrases. From technology, apps like speech recognition or grammar checkers can highlight mistakes. From yourself, recording yourself and listening back gives powerful self-feedback. Each type has value. You don't need them all, but at least one form of regular feedback is essential. 3. Record yourself regularly. One of the easiest feedback methods is recording yourself. Take your phone. Speak about your day for 2 minutes in English. Record it. Then listen. At first, it feels strange. But soon, you'll start noticing patterns. Do you repeat the same word too often? Do you hesitate a lot? Do you mispronounce certain sounds? This simple habit makes you your own teacher. 4. Find a speaking partner. Feedback grows faster when you have a partner. It could be a friend, a classmate, or even someone online. When you talk, ask them, "Did I say that clearly? Is there a more natural way to say it?" Over time, these small corrections polish your fluency. 5. Use technology. We live in a digital world, and technology can be your coach too. Speech recognition apps. Speak and see if the app understands you. If not, adjust your pronunciation. Grammar checkers. Write your thoughts and check mistakes. AI chatbots. Practice conversations and receive instant corrections. With technology, feedback is available anytime, anywhere. 6. Don't fear correction. Many learners avoid feedback because they fear being judged. But remember, correction is not criticism, it's a gift. Think of it this way. Every correction brings you one step closer to fluency. When someone corrects you, don't feel embarrassed. Say thank you and try again. That positive attitude will make you unstoppable. Story example. Priya's feedback journey. Priya from India practiced English daily. She watched movies, read books, and spoke to herself. But she still felt something was missing. Then she joined an online language exchange. Her partner, John, was from the UK. When Priya said, "I am going to home," John gently corrected, "Actually, we say, I am going home." At first, Priya felt shy. But every correction gave her confidence. Slowly, she stopped making the same mistakes. After 6 months, her friends were amazed at her progress. All because she welcomed feedback instead of avoiding it. 7. Feedback in writing versus speaking. Writing feedback helps with grammar and structure. Speaking feedback helps with fluency and pronunciation. To balance both, write short daily journal entries and check them. Record short voice messages and review them. This way, you're improving in both directions. 8. Small steps, big results. You don't need hours of feedback every day. Even 5 minutes of correction can transform your fluency. Example, if you learn one corrected phrase each day, after 1 year, that's 365 natural phrases. That's huge progress. Transition to step 6. So, step 5 is clear. Feedback is the mirror that shows your mistakes and helps you fix them. But there's one last step in the fluency blueprint. Even if you have foundation, practice, thinking, input, and feedback, without this final step, success won't last. Step 6. Stay consistent and confident. Here's the truth about fluency. It's not magic. It's not talent. It's consistency. Think about fitness. You don't get strong by going to the gym once for 5 hours. You get strong by going every day for 20 minutes. English is the same. Fluency doesn't come from one big study session. It comes from small, regular practice over time. 1. The power of daily habits. Even 15 minutes a day is better than 2 hours once a week. Why? Because your brain learns better with frequency, not with overload. Create daily habits. Listen to one short podcast while walking. Read one page of a book before bed. Write 3 sentences in an English diary. Speak aloud for 5 minutes in the morning. These small steps may feel simple, but after 6 months, you will look back and be amazed at your progress. 2. Consistency beats motivation. Some days you'll feel excited to learn. Other days you won't. That's normal. The secret is not to depend on motivation. The secret is to build a system that keeps you consistent. For example, fix a time. Every morning after breakfast, listen to English. Fix a place. Always read English on the bus. Fix a trigger. Every time you drink coffee, practice one English phrase. Systems keep you going even when you don't feel like it. 3. Track your progress. Progress motivates you. Keep a simple record. Write down new words you learn. Record yourself speaking once a month. Compare old recordings with new ones. When you hear the difference, you'll realize you're improving faster than you think. 4. Confidence is a skill. Many learners think confidence will come after fluency. But actually, confidence is part of fluency. You don't wait to be fluent to feel confident. You practice confidence while learning. Simple ways to build confidence. Speak even when you're not perfect. Celebrate small wins, like ordering food successfully. Smile while speaking. It relaxes you and the listener. Remember, confidence is not about being perfect. It's about being brave enough to try. 5. Overcoming plateaus. Sometimes you'll feel stuck. You'll practice daily, but progress seems slow. This is called a plateau. Don't panic. Plateaus are part of learning. Think of it like climbing a mountain. Sometimes the road is steep, sometimes flat. But if you keep walking, you always go higher. When you hit a plateau, change your method. If you listen a lot, start speaking more. If you read a lot, start writing. If you practice alone, find a partner. A small change will push you past the plateau. 6. Make English a lifestyle. Fluency is not just study, it's a lifestyle. The more English becomes part of your life, the less it feels like work. Some lifestyle tips. Switch your entertainment to English. Movies, podcasts, games. Join communities where people speak English. Follow hobbies in English, like cooking recipes or tech reviews. When English connects with your interests, practice never feels boring. Story example. Sarah's consistency journey. Sarah from Turkey wanted to improve her English, but she was always busy with work. She thought she didn't have time. Then she made one rule: 15 minutes every day, no excuses. She listened to podcasts while cooking dinner. She wrote 3 English sentences before bed. After 6 months, her colleagues noticed her improvement. She was speaking more confidently in meetings, not because she studied for hours, but because she stayed consistent. The complete blueprint recap. Let's quickly review the 6 steps to success. Build your foundation, strong grammar, basic vocabulary, daily habits. Practice like it's real, role play. Speak out loud, shadow, embrace mistakes. Switch your thinking, stop translating, think directly in English. Input is power. Fill your brain with listening and reading every day. Get feedback. Get better. Use correction to refine and polish your fluency. Stay consistent and confident. Make English a lifestyle. Never give up. Conclusion. Your fluency journey. So, here's the truth. Fluency is not about talent. It's not about being born in an English-speaking country. It's about following a blueprint, a clear path. And now, you have that blueprint. Every step you take, no matter how small, moves you forward. Some days will be easy. Some days will be hard. But if you keep going step by step, you will reach fluency. Imagine yourself 6 months from now. You walk into a room. Someone asks you a question in English. You smile, answer confidently, and feel proud. That future is waiting for you. All you need to do is follow the blueprint. So, are you ready? Are you ready to build your foundation? Practice like it's real. Switch your thinking, fill your brain with input, accept feedback, and stay consistent? If yes, then your fluency journey starts today. This is your English fluency blueprint. This is your path to success. And you are ready to walk it.